Today on Croydon Chats, we're joined by Isla Selley, founder and director of Boom Arts Academy, an award-winning performing arts school helping children to build confidence, resilience and creative expression across South London and Surrey. We also talk about Croydon's youth and creative economy and the legacy of local institutions like the Brit School in shaping opportunity for young people. Welcome to Croydon Chats, Isla.
Hi, Karen.
It's fantastic to have you here with us. I'm really excited for our conversation. You've had such a journey, and it's also a pivotal year for Boom Arts Academy as well.
Yes.
So tell me, what inspired you to start Boom Arts Academy? How did that all come about?
So I started Boom Arts Academy in my 20s, mid-20s actually. So I was performing from a really young age. I loved dancing from the age 3. So I started with ballet, tap and modern. And then when I was about 8 or 9, I started getting heavily into street dance. And street dance when I was younger wasn't a big thing.
Yeah.
And it was just the start of street dance coming around. And I really loved it. I got into some troupes and started performing. And then I begged my mum. My mum was really heavily in the industry herself. She was an actress and a professional dancer. My nan was a singer. So it's come from the family roots. And I begged my mum to go to Brit School. And my mum wasn't pushy when I was younger. She was like, if you want it, you've got to go out and get it yourself. So I was like, no, I really, really want this. So I begged her to audition for the Brit School. And I did. I auditioned when I was 14 and I got into year 10 and 11. And then I re-auditioned for year 12, 13 and I stayed there. Was really heavily in the Brit School. I loved it. Yeah. It really brought out my confidence. It really shaped me as a dancer and a performer. And then I wanted to carry on with the dancing career and performing arts. So I then auditioned for a school called Italia Conti, which has been going for years and years. They had one in London and one in Guildford. So I went and auditioned for that and I got a scholarship for there. So I was really, really lucky at the time because Brit School was a free performing arts school that funded my training. And, performing arts is not the most cheapest activity to have as children. However, it shaped me fundamentally as a person, performer. And I will say it helped me through so much of my years of even like mental health and everything else. It really frames me as a person and my drive and dedication of what I had to do to put into it to achieve as me as a person, my confidence, everything else. So I went on to there and I was really lucky when I was at Italia Conti because I got a lot of film work. I went on to film the last 2 Harry Potter films.
Wow.
So I was a school child in that. And then I did lots of other films, like The Boat That Rocked was like a 70s film when I was there. And I got lots and lots of work. And it was starting to do more acting work as well. So I was balancing the dance work and the acting together. And I got a lot of dance work. Where I was doing backing dancing for QVC channel, things like that, and stage performances. We performed in front of the Queen. It was, the opportunities were insane. It was really great. And then when I finished Italia Conti, I was in the big blue sea.
Yes.
I had come from a small college where they really helped you, and then I was out in the industry on my own. So it was very, very daunting. However, that was my next chapter, my journey to what I was about to launch. And I always had a dream of setting up a performing arts school.
Right.
So I did. So I actually, before I set up the performing arts school, I was doing still a lot of performing, auditioning all the time. I did BBC Casualty, things like that. I was auditioning every day. But I wanted something to give back to the community and I wanted to frame children's learning and give them a bit of what inspired me as a person, as a dancer, my confidence. And I went through a bit of a tough time in my mid-20s with mental health and things like that. So for me, and I suffer really bad from panic attacks from an accident that I had. So for me, I really wanted to help children, and it's been a big part of Boom Arts is helping encourage children with SN, children of the community, children who've got really low confidence. And I can talk about that a bit later on how we do that in this day and age now, because we've got screens.
Yes.
And we're seeing a lot more mental health and suffering in children and communities. So we really, really want to encourage the arts and performing because we can see the changes in them. And yeah, I feel like we've, over the 10 years of Boom Arts, we've been able to give a lot into the community and for the children.
Amazing. And Boom Arts is now 10 years old?
Yes.
10 years old this year.
I can't believe it.
Wow. So you started, obviously, you've had a lot going on in between COVID, and that must have been quite a big disruption.
Very big.
Yes.
Yeah.
So how did that impact the academy?
It impacted us a lot. I had to relaunch after COVID and was very close to closing the business down. And thank gosh now I didn't, because now we've become bigger than what we was before COVID. But it was a very, very challenging time for us. I think it was challenging as well for the children, because actually we had a lot of children give up who were so talented. And it was really, really hard to encourage the arts back into them because they kind of forgot how it made them feel.
Yeah.
And it's that feeling that we want to put into them that they won't get that feeling anywhere else. It's an adrenaline, it's releasing endorphins. What really, really helps them with mental health, regulating their emotions. So obviously there's so much we can touch upon of how it helps children.
Let's delve into that. Yes.
But throughout COVID it was building up again. But I think we're getting there now. We've grown, so we've got bigger than what we was before. And I feel like COVID is an ancient memory now.
It does feel like that. It does feel like that. So tell me about Boom Arts Academy. For anybody that hasn't heard about it, what exactly is it? And talk about the scale of it. How big are you? How does it all work? Who's involved in the process? How many children have been through and age groups? So yes, what is Boom Arts Academy?
Okay, so Boom Arts, originally I started Boom Arts. I had a dream at night and I kept thinking, I really, really want to perform in art school, really want to do it. Had a dream. And this name, Boom Arts Academy, kept coming to me. And it was like, you've got to call it Boom Arts Academy. And I was like, do you know what? That is the name. It's big, it's bold, boom. Yeah. It's about what we do. We're explosive energy and we're an urban performing arts school. And what we do is we have classes for children from age 3 up to age 21. We've still got students there now who are going on to vocational training. So vocational is when they take their career further into the performing arts industry. So from having our babies from age 3, we've actually seen a whole journey with some of them already. Being the 10 years, a lot of our recent students have just gone on to Erdang, Brit School. So it's been amazing because we've framed them and we've had them since such a young age. So what the school is, we offer classes like break dance, street dance, musical theatre, ballet, tap, contemporary freestyle, acro, gymnastics. So we try and cater every class that we can for a child to prepare them for the performing arts industry. Whether they do it for fun or whether they want to take it seriously, they've got a choice. We're a very inclusive school. We also hold classes and we welcome in any child with SN, and we love framing their personalities and really helping their confidence. So we're a very inclusive school and we're known for that. And we've won a few awards actually. We won an award for Performing Arts School of the Year. for our dedication to the arts, which I feel that is really what we're about at Boom Arts. We really dedicate ourselves to the arts and the children and their learning, really. We know if they've got an audition for something, we'll take that time and really help them through that. So all the classes that we've done is really a confidence boost for children, for them to feel that they can make friends, build a community. And the staff that we have are incredible. In fact, I don't know any other dance schools that have had the teachers since 10 years ago. We all have so all of our teachers have pretty much been with us from the beginning.
Wow.
So Sam has, Shannara, Tasha was a student of mine. So I'm naming all these teachers, but that really means so much to me in a business, because it shows us the community we have. We all care for one another, as well as the children. I always call us the Big Boom family, because I feel that's what we are, and we all look out for each other, especially the teachers. We share thoughts and feelings and collaborate lots of stuff. We all help each other. And, you know, if a child is suffering or finding stuff hard, we collaborate together as a team, and we will say, right, we're all going to help this child gain this confidence, because they really need their confidence being brought up. So I think that is the difference. I've got a lot of family members that work with us as well, who dedicate themselves. My mum, who works alongside us at Boom Arts, and she loves it. Where she was in the industry, and my mum's best friend, she was heavily in musicals, TV work. So they've all been in the industry, and they all bring something different to the table at Boom Arts.
It's incredible, and the talent, the dedication, the commitment. I mean, the fact that you've had this rock solid team for a decade shows the belief in the impact that you're creating. I think there's such authenticity in your belief and mission as an inclusive performing arts school. You know, your own journey as well. You were diagnosed with dyslexia. How did that impact your own journey? You know, in terms of how you showed up, getting work, your confidence, and how did that shape what you're bringing into your impact with Boom Arts?
So I was diagnosed with dyslexia. Actually, I think I was age 21, really, really late. I never knew. And it wasn't till I was doing a degree in performing arts that I was really suffering. I was finding it really, really difficult. And the teacher said, "Have you ever been diagnosed?" Because they would set me some work and I would do anything but what the question was. I would go round the houses and talk about something completely different in my own mind. And I think that was when my creative mind just came in. I just wanted to talk about all these different subjects but the question itself. And so I was diagnosed with dyslexia at 21, and I had a lot of help training with, you know, understanding things. And it really impacted me quite a lot, actually, because I was getting scripts for acting and audition work, and I needed help, because for some of my friends who were actors, it would take them 5 minutes to learn a script, whereas for me it would take me 2 days to learn a script, because my brain wasn't taking it in. However, you'd show me a dance on a TV screen and I could follow it and pick up that dance straight away. So this is what I discussed on my degree as well when I was learning about dance, is everybody's brain learns differently. So you've got the kinesthetic way of learning, and then you've got your visual. And I was a kinesthetic learner, so I had to feel it, I had to do it, and I had to and the visual side came in then. Everybody learns differently. So that really was a great tool for me as a teacher, to be able to teach children in the performing arts, because I'd worked with a lot of children with dyslexia, but sometimes we would never even know. But there was some parts where you would see that they couldn't do some parts which were very simple to other children, but harder for others. But then you'd ask them to make up a dance and they would be the most creative person in the class. So we try and frame what they're learning as a whole to really be inclusive of children with dyslexia. And I cannot tell you how much the performing arts really helps them. And going on to children with other needs, ADHD, autism, Down syndrome, we work with lots of children with SN, and we really, really help them with dance. And how it started for me is I used to work in a special needs school teaching at girls' school dance. And the difference I saw in the students was just incredible. So I started to give scholarships to them, to my dance school, because at the time, parents couldn't afford the classes.
Yeah.
And I was like, they've got to do dance. They are changing as a person. It's regulating their emotions. And I could see it so significantly. And I just wanted to shout out loud to everyone and go, do you know how much this is changing the children? Like how they're learning, everything else. And yeah, I think it's not talked about enough, if I'm honest, how the arts really helps children with learning difficulties, SEN, lots of different stuff. It really, really helps them. And I've got some scientific facts that I'll share with you later. But so I will share this one with you. But research into children with special education needs and neurodiversity has shown that movement-based activities can improve social interaction, emotional regulation, body awareness and communication skills, particularly in children with autism and ADHD. And we are really we see that completely. And it's really hard when we go into, so I work in schools all around Croydon and we do performing arts. It's really hard to explain it, like how it impacts the children, because we see it right in front of us. But yeah, it's very hard to explain. So I'm shouting out on this podcast because it's a way for me to express how much they change.
Yeah, and I know that the government this year is rewriting the education curriculum, which happens once every generation. So I think it's like once every 34 years. And there has been a lot more input and more vocal groups and parents inputting into actually how we're really supporting the rise of SEN children, and how does the curriculum support that. If you had an opportunity to influence policy and stand on your soapbox and say something to the education secretary, what would your message be?
My message would be, bring dance into it. Music changes there's a part of your brain, it's scientific facts, that when you hear music, it releases endorphins and serotonin. It's just science. And what that does for a child is it regulates their emotions. It grounds them. Music's been around since the day we were put on this earth. People made music, and initially when you listen to music you feel good, and you don't have to be a dancer or you don't have to be trained in dancing. Listening to music and bringing the arts into the children's learning really helps them. And example I've got, actually, I had a child years ago when I was working in Peckham at one of these schools, and he had really, really strong behavioural issues, ADHD, and he had autism as well. And his learning in classes was really not great. He didn't want to learn. He didn't want to do maths. He didn't want to do English, but he wanted to do dance. And I'm telling you what happened to this boy when we were there over the years. I saw his journey. His maths, he started to get better at maths. He started to get better at English because he had an emotional regulation of dance in between. And it was dance for him was his safety part. And then he could go into the next class. And it really, that's the main point I want to get across. It regulates children's emotions. And this is what we want to do with children with SN. And, we've got screens now. So children are not able to, they're not able to bring out their emotions as much because they're in front of a screen. And we really, really want to encourage movement, getting them moving, releasing them endorphins, serotonin, fitness, you know, all of that impacts in dance and performing arts. So it's very, very important.
I think it's incredible what you're doing, and I think you're tapping into the youth economy, given the fact that Croydon has the largest population of 0 to 16-year-olds in the whole of London. The creative economy, I think the fact that health and wellness comes into it as well, and also that foundation for preparing young people for beyond and to become more confident adults. I know that recently we had Jason Perry, the executive mayor for Croydon, on Croydon Chats, and he is incredibly focused around developing and nurturing young talent and also tapping into that creative economy. If there was an opportunity to collaborate, from yourself, different partners, what would the dream be for you locally here in the borough?
Oh, I've already got a big dream.
Oh, Isla, let's hear it.
Well, I really would like our own venue. It's been a dream forever actually. So that is one thing that I've got my dream board actually.
Have you?
I really, really would like it, and I want to turn it into a community place where children can dance, grow with us, and also I want to offer vocational training there. So I want to offer something where children could go from 16 years above, a very inclusive performing arts school, which is open to everyone, and working with children with autism. The performing arts industry itself can be quite daunting for them because it is in some parts a bit cutthroat. So I want to eliminate that, and I want to make it open for all of them in a vocational training place where they can do it. And I want to train them from a young age and also have that as a community base. So that's my dream. I really want a big building with Boom Arts Academy on and have it open for the community, for children of all needs to come and dance with us.
And listening to your story before you shared that was exactly where my head went. It's actually, you need a home, that establishment that children know that actually, yes, this is home to Boom Arts Academy. I think that's a fantastic dream, and I think it's a matter of when and not if. So,
yes, thank you.
So talk to me about the successes, because you've had some amazing, use this as an opportunity to brag how amazing you guys are, and your alumni. What are the success stories from your students and your staff and yourself?
Oh, so we've had a very exciting years. I've got so many to name, and I'm probably going to forget most of them of the opportunities that we've had. But me from being in the industry myself, I've got contacts with casting agents and agencies. So we have a lot of agencies come to our showcases. We've had in the past auditions for Hollyoaks, EastEnders for the children, where I can get the children in a room and audition for things like that, which is great. And I'm on the board with the ISTD, which is one of the biggest federations of dance, and they're global, so they're in Japan, everywhere, and that's called the Imperial Society of Teachers of Dance. So when I started training, I did street dance exams, and I was scouted, and they said, would you be on the board for the ISTD? And I said, yes, definitely, definitely, for street dance this is. So I've been in lots of meetings with the ISTD, and we're building a structure for the street dance. And what the street dance training is I actually train up teachers worldwide to become teachers, so they get a qualification to teach street dance. And they're taught in a way where the children are taught safely. So, and all my teachers who are at Boom Arts Academy all have the training from me to teach street dance safely. So we're not causing any injury to the children. They're taught really safely, basically. And what that's allowed me to do is enter children for exams. So we are one of the only schools in South London that do exams with the ISTD for street dance, break dance and freestyle. And that's really exciting that we offer for the school, because it's a accredited exam that they do. And they get to obviously dance in front of an examiner, and they get medals and certification for it. And the top levels of that is they can go on to train and teach. So it's really, really good, like, accreditation to have, and with the ISTD. And then alongside that, I go and judge and see dancers around the UK. So judge different events of street dance and freestyle dances, which is really exciting. Very tiring, but exciting to see new, fresh talent. And lots of exciting stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're known as being a feeder into the Brit School because of the success of your students that end up auditioning and successfully making it through to there. Talk to me about some of the standout students.
Oh yes, so we've had one of the students I've had. He's gone on to be a big film director, and he actually emailed me a couple of weeks ago. I won't say his name because he'll go, you'll mention me on the podcast. But he's a really big film director. He's been in really big films with Idris Elba, lots of new ones, and he's a really up and coming, and he's already won BAFTAs.
Oh my goodness!
And
so if you can't tell us his name, tell us what he's directed, then at least you can...
God, I've got to. Oh gosh, no, I'll have to have a look at my phone to do that. Oh God, he dropped me in it. I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember the name of it. But he's in a new film with Idris Elba coming out soon. So that's what I can say.
Okay.
I think it's called Bad Blood or something like that. Oh, don't hit me on that. Oh gosh, I'm now dropping him in it. But he emailed me a few weeks ago to say, have you got students for this? So we've got a close contact. And that is fantastic. He was my baby. We actually gave him a scholarship at Boom Arts. So we helped him a lot with his dancing and performing, and he went on to the Brit School as well. And I've got students that are in West End doing things now. I've got some that are now graduating from vocational, so they're about to go into the industry themselves. Wow. Some have performed in Disney. Lots of really cool performing opportunities for them.
Yeah, fantastic. A report came out this week on the amount of young people that have never even had the opportunity to enter into work because it's just so many things have happened from a macroeconomic point of view. That's the demand outstrips the supply. So many people are applying for jobs and never having the opportunity to get through. Part of the message this week as well is that with AI coming in, it's stripping and removing a lot of entry-level jobs. From your point of view, given, the young person conundrum and the employability side, how do you think that the creative arts, is it protected? Is there something to be concerned about? How do you see it all marrying together?
Do you know what? This is a question I've had for a long time. Can AI take over dance? And the actual answer is no. You need to dance to feel that emotion, and a robot cannot teach that to you. And it's the connection and the community that the arts have. And I think that is the main point on that, is a community. And yes, you can learn online, but there's nothing better than a child coming to class, making a friend and actually dancing together and feeling. The big thing about Boom Arts is energy. And I work a lot with things like energy. I'm really in tune with energy and my own of how people's energy can be seen. And I'm really in tune with that. And seeing that in children in a class is really something special, because they match their energies, they combine their energies, one may be dancing really strong, then the next person next to them wants to dance as strong as that person. So you can't get that from AI. It's one of them things, and I do feel that there's a very big opening. I think if it's taken seriously within the government and everything else with the performing arts, I do think there's an opening for jobs, for, you know, it to be taught more in schools. A lot of schools don't even have performing arts. And that really destroys me, because I'm like, what? Like, do you know the impact this has on not just them in school, but on the rest of their learning? And that's what I'm trying to bridge the gap between, because that's what we're missing. They're not seeing the impact on the other learning, you know, activities that they do in school. So for them to be emotionally regulated, everything else within school, they need to be doing musical. It could just be a music class, a performing arts, and so all of their other curriculum activities can raise. And I've seen it happen to children, so I know it can. But it's just shouting it out loud, really.
Definitely. So you're incredibly ambitious, massive visions. You've got a lot going on. When you're not doing Boom Arts, what else does your life look like?
I meditate.
You meditate.
I meditate. I actually have to ground myself, because everything is so crazy. I ground myself. But I also, on the sideline, I've got a female podcast that I do called Burnt Out Mamas, and that's helping women be able to work, juggle life and children, and have goals and achieve their dreams of what they want to do. Because I think for some people, they think when they have children everything stops, but it doesn't. I think it's the new chapter, the new journey. And actually, I've got a baby that's only 8 months, and since he's been born, it's like my brain's gone wild again. I'm like, oh God, I want to do this, I want to do that. My mum's like, calm down. So yeah, no, it's and this is when my ADHD kicks in, because I'm like, right, I want to do this, and I'm like, okay, Isla, calm. But I do ground myself, and I do lots of stuff like meditation and things like that to ground my energy. And then I can give more, you know, so.
Yes. What is the saying? You can't pour from an empty cup.
Yes.
So that's incredibly important. Well, we'll have to make sure we have a listen to Burnt Out Mamas. If you could fast forward 5-10 years from now and look back at your legacy and impact, what would you want people to remember most about what you've done?
I think for me, the opportunities that we've given to children, and our inclusivity that we've really promoted. Actually, we had such a lovely message from a lady, one of the parents actually. She's moving to France. I wish I could play it to you actually, but I cried. And she said how much Boom Arts has impacted her as a single mother. How much it's helped her and her daughter, and she said she'll never forget us. And she said, I wish I found you years ago. She said, because you've impacted us as a mother and my daughter so much, and it makes me upset thinking of it. But there's a lot of lives that we've really turned around, and especially children with special needs as well, that we've really encouraged and grown their confidence, because they can get to a point when they're teenagers where they lose their confidence and they feel different. And when we want them to not feel different, we want them to feel included. And that's why we mix children with special needs with children without any needs, because it's important for us all to collaborate together and be a community and help each other through the arts. So very big point for us.
And there's research. I was listening to a podcast by Dr. Mary Han Baker talking about raising gutsy, confident girls. And, around the age of 8 to 10, that's when girls' confidence levels really drop dramatically compared to boys. So that aspiration that you have to be able to continue and carry them through that age period is incredibly important, because I think that's the difference between believing you can do anything and all of a sudden not feeling good enough in the room. And I speak as a parent of a young fantastic little girl who's also got dyslexia, and the impact that she has had through Boom Arts as well. So thank you. From one of your other fangirls.
Thank you.
I've got some rapid fire questions for you, Isla. So first thing you do in the morning?
First thing I do is actually, at the moment, I'm feeding my baby.
Last thing at night?
Last thing at night. I sit in my bed and I've tried to do a bit of reading lately just to calm my mind down, because otherwise it goes 100 miles an hour.
What are you currently reading?
Visualizing and creating. No, what is it? Visualizing and creating your dreams.
Okay. Favorite fight song?
Fight song. Oh, I do like a bit of Ibiza tracks. Oh, but it has to be rocky. Dun, 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 dun. I love that one.
Do you have an alter ego?
Alter ego, yeah, it's all my acting parts. I love it. I love playing chavvy acting parts.
Do you listen to podcasts?
I do. Yeah, I've got a few that I listen to actually, but it probably is not connected to this at all. It's
Doesn't
all like
matter.
spiritual and healing, meditation ones. I love Deepak Chopra. I listen to obviously my own Burnt Out Mothers one, so we've got a podcast as well. But who else? I like listening to a bit of Francesca Amber as well. I like her.
Very good. How many students have you had through Boom Arts in total, would you say?
So on our database, we've actually got 1,300 on our database that have been with us, may have moved away or gone on to performing arts colleges. At the current moment, we've got around 460 with us dancing.
Wow.
But on the database, people come in and out to workshops and things with us as well.
So for your 1,000-odd students, do you have a message from Miss Isla that you would like to share with them?
Oh, yes. One of the things I got taught was keep going. Key message for me, even if you're the snail going really slow in that race, you've got to keep going. Even if everybody overtakes you, if you've got a dream, don't give up. Keep going, keep going. It doesn't matter how long it's going to take you. You can do it.
Isla, thank you so much for joining us. How can people find you?
So we've got a website, which is www.boomartsacademy.com, or you can drop us an email. We're also on lots of social medias. So we're on Instagram, Facebook at Boom Arts Academy. And you can see the journey the children have on the social medias as well with us. So yeah, lots of different accounts that you can find us on.
Fantastic. Well, I think we're going to have to get you back in, because I could talk for hours with you. So thank you so much. It's been an absolute blast having a chat with you.
Oh, you too. And thank you for having me. Thank you.
Croydon Chats is proudly powered by TBXH, a vibrant workspace and community at the heart of Croydon, bringing together businesses, creators and entrepreneurs under one roof. From co-working in offices to podcast studios and events, TBXH is where collaboration comes to life. To find out more, visit tbxh.co.uk.